إسلامية سواء قاديان أو غيرها.
You see, when Ahmad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was turned out of Mecca, why did he live in Medina? And when he was not permitted to enter Mecca, why did he not enter Mecca? Answer this question and then I'll answer his question. When any prophet of Allah is turned out, and also those who follow the prophets of Allah, they are turned out of their own countries, their own homelands. They have to seek shelter somewhere where people give shelter and honor the fundamental freedom of religion. It does not matter which religion they have their own, which religion they believe in. If they believe in the freedom of human conscience and freedom of religion, then such lands can be, one can migrate to such land and such countries and propagate his faith freely. What is against there in the Holy Quran? I want to find out. Why was the first batch of Muhajirin, of immigrants, sent to a Christian country of Abyssinia in the time of Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Not once but twice. Two batches of the early immigrants went to a Christian country. Was it objectionable according to this Mr. Gentleman of Norway? So if he is a man of honesty and principle, he should start objecting from the beginning. We are simply the followers, the servants of the Holy Prophet. I am not in Mecca because Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam remained in Medina after his hijrah. And when the doors of Mecca were closed, even after the victory of Mecca, he didn't stay there. You see? He went to Medina. And who are the people of Medina? Ahl Kitab mostly. Mushrikeen. So, did it hurt the Islam of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to seek shelter in the country where the dominant religion was some other religion than his own? I don't see what these small-minded things are fed into the minds of people by the mullahs, and they go on blindly following them. I came here because this is a country where there is a freedom of expression. It's a Christian country, yet here I am granted the permission to speak against Christianity, and they have the large-heartedness to tolerate that. They have offered their land to do this. And they want me to go to Mecca, where one gentleman from Mecca or Medina or some country, some place there, who came to London. What is his name? Who started, Dr. Some, who started speaking against Saudi Arabian treatment of human rights. And Al-Masari. Muhammad Al-Masari. Why doesn't he write to him and find out what is he doing here? Why doesn't he return to Mecca? He's fighting his case in courts, challenging the rights of the British government to send him away. He does not want to go back. Why not? These people who are object to these small things, they seem to have determined first to have objection, that's all. Why don't they read the history of Islam from the Holy Quran and from the Sunnah, and why don't they read the history of religion and what happened to prophets? Did they always migrate to such places where already they had majority? Of course not. They always migrated to places where some non-believer was grand-hearted enough to give them shelter, where their own people were small-hearted enough not to give them the right of freedom of speech. It always happened like this, without change. Where did Jonah go after he left his land? Where did Hazrat Ibrahim go? Did he go to the believers? Certainly not. He went to such countries for shelter. He sought shelter temporarily or sometimes for a longer period, in such countries where he was afraid that his wife will be taken away from him by the king of that country. What was he doing there? Why did he go to such a country where the faith of the people were against his own? Throughout Moses roamed in lands where the faith of the people was different from his own faith. So he has no idea of the religious history. Does he never read the Quran before objecting? You know why? The only thing he wants to prove is you have to be his agent, British agents. Imagine. All those who have sought shelter here, are they British agents? Is Masari British agent? Was Karl Marx British agent? Is Benazir Bhutto British agent? When she found no peace in her own country, she came here. So also her brothers, her mother. You know, there's so many of the Pakistanis, for instance, who are opposed tooth and nail in their own heart to the British. But when it comes to the question of seeking shelter and freedom of speech, they come here. What was the Dalai Lama doing here and in Europe? Are they Tibetans, these people? Are they Buddhists? So why is he involving these things? The point is, what am I doing here? If after reaching here I have sold my faith, my conscience, and I have ceased to spread the message of Islam, then whether it is Britain or Germany, it does not matter, then I have sold my soul to Satan. But if, when remaining here, I never fail to defend Islam against whatever religion it is, and do it openly for a whole world to witness, so what sort of that agent is? Why don't they see? They should be grateful to a country which has that great tradition of supporting the cause of freedom. And in that, they are following the tradition of Islam. They are more Islamic in this trend at least, because the freedom of speech was granted to the whole world by Islam, la ikrah fi din. If it is taken away by Saudi is no place for a man, a lover of freedom, to go and reside there, as long as they do not change their laws. Right? He wants me to return to Mecca, which was deserted by Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He left. And even after leaving, he didn't go and settle. He remained in Medina and died in Medina. What logic? Yeah? Please.
يعرض على الأساليب المتبعة في
Mr. Al-Masari. No, this gentleman from Norway.
He didn't mention what he seems either an Egyptian or Iraqi from his handwriting. That's a good deal.
I'll find out.
Okay.
Maybe he has run away from his own country.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be surprised, huh? Okay, please. And Bosnians have come here, and Albanians have come here, and Algerians have come here, and Moroccans have come here. They have all sold their soul to the British people. They should be at least just and honest about their thinking. They can't measure people with two different rods, right? Hundreds of thousands of people have come here to seek shelter. Have they all become British agents? They may have been. They have not spoken against Christianity as I have, right?